my partner doesn't love me enough, or I put in so many efforts but he's still complaining or she's still complaining. Or look at that couple who seems so in love, he's always buying her things, and look at my relationship, why am I so unhappy? If these are some of the thoughts that have gone through your mind, or if these are your feelings, then you're in the right place. We're going to talk about a topic that is viral. Everyone seems to be talking about it without really truly understanding the depth and power of love languages. In this video, we're going to understand what really are love languages and how do you find out your own love language as well as your partner's. We're going to break it down rather than it just being a fluff word or a viral word that you keep seeing on Instagram or TikTok or any other social media. Love language is a really powerful tool, and I'm going to break it down and make it really easy for you so you can implement it in your relationship and watch it transform. Are you excited? Let's get into it. Hello and welcome. My name is Ritvi Bhatt and I'm a relationship and mindset mentor, but I'm also a biomedical engineer and a biopharma consultant. I work with young individuals to build a positive mindset, a strong career, and long-lasting relationships. All three factors are super critical in one's happiness and all affect one another. So we're on this channel building strong individuals that can achieve and unlock the best version of themselves. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you can help me grow organically so I can create more content to help you. Let's get into it. So what are love languages? Love language was a concept coined by Gary Chapman, who wrote this phenomenal book on effective ways of communicating in a relationship. So basically, love language is just like another language, a method of communicating, sharing, asking for love in a relationship. Now, if you want to think of it in really simple terms, think about the fact that you are a native Spanish speaker, but your partner only understands Mandarin. Now, if you are asking for love, if you're asking for change, if you're asking for help, if you're communicating in a language they don't understand, their biggest and the most common thing you will feel is that there's not enough love, or you don't feel enough love from each other because you're expressing or communicating in a language they don't understand. So if you want to crack the code on love and how to effectively speak to each other, you need to understand your own love language, express that, and then also understand and cater to your partner's love language. So let me make this real for you. I'll tell you a personal story. When I went to India to see my boyfriend after months and months of long distance, he wanted to surprise me, he wanted to make me happy, and he was making tons of efforts every day. How did he do that? He brought me dessert every night. Every night he would surprise me with a different type of dessert. There would be cookies, cakes, gulab jamun, just tons and tons, ice cream to make me happy. I wanted to make him happy, so I would quietly keep eating all the dessert, even though I don't like desserts. I'm a snacky, salty, savory girl. I will never get sweet dessert, or I will never get, like, if you go for breakfast, I will never get like waffles or pancakes. I'm a avocado toast, I'm a chips, snacks, vada pav, pani puri, like give me real tacos. Like that's the kind of person I am, and I don't like sweet stuff. That's just inherently who I am, other than maybe ice cream. But he wanted to make me happy, and he was doing so many things and putting in the effort to make me happy that I was obliging and happily smiling and eating. We both were trying to make each other happy, but he was probably not happy with my reactions, and I wasn't really feeling like I was being loved because I was just doing him a favor by eating the ice cream. The disconnect here was that he was expressing love with the kindest, purest, nicest intentions in the language he understands. His love language is desserts. His love language is buying someone dessert to make them feel loved. And I'll explain why that is. And so we were both doing things for each other, but none of our love languages were being met. And the problem here is because of this concept called native love language. So a native language is also known as an innate language. It's basically something you've grown up with. I'm sure you know you have a mother tongue, right? You speak English at school, you speak Hindi with friends, and then you have your mother tongue. Maybe it's Gujarati, it's Marathi, up to you, right? Like what your mother tongue is. Similarly, for love languages, everyone has an innate love language, and that comes from your upbringing. So in my example, my boyfriend, he has grown up feeling love, feeling an expression of love by buying dessert. Whenever there's a momentous occasion or someone's happy or someone wants to make someone else happy, they buy dessert. They eat dessert, they go for dessert post dinner when they want to bond as a family. Dessert is an integral moment or way of expressing love in his family. That's what he grew up with. That's not the case for my family. My family, we cook together. We go out for a movie together. We express love by helping each other do different things. So the way I've grown up, I have different ways I cater to my innate love language, and he has different ways he caters to his innate love language. Neither of them are better or worse or right or wrong. You always have to remember you're two separate individuals that have lived a big chunk of your early life without each other. So you're discovering that other person and understanding them. And in that journey is when you need to understand their love language and the way they grew up feeling love. So the purpose of this video is to tell you that if you're feeling lost or if you're having too many fights about lack of love or lack of care or lack of effort, maybe take a step back to evaluate what is your love language, is that being met? And if not, that's probably the reason why you're fighting. Or what is their love language and are you catering to theirs? I'm a biomedical engineer, so there's a huge nerd inside me, and I will never tell you something that I cannot validate either from my own experience or through science. There was a study done in the Journal of Marriage and Family that analyzed a group of 500 people, and the people whose love language were being met and their expectations were being met showed significantly higher levels of satisfaction, higher levels of intimacy, higher levels of success in other fields of their life because they were so much happier as compared to the group that whose love language was not being met. So this isn't just a buzzword. This isn't just about a cute story on Instagram or just posting a video loving each other for a moment. This is a language. This is a way of living that you need to learn, incorporate, and keep evolving as your partner evolves. The action I would ask you to take out of this video is twofold. First, understand your own love language. Before you go out on this discovery of finding out your partners and catering to theirs, step one is look within. First and foremost, understand what is your own love language. If you're not doing this, you will end up giving mixed signals to your partner and they will perennially be confused on how to please you. So first, look within. Understand what actions and behaviors make you feel happy, make you feel loved. And start catering to themselves yourself, but then start actively communicating that to your partner. When you look within, you start realizing some of those undercover traumas or insecurities or gaps you've had in your life, or the certain kind of love you did or didn't get that you are seeking and looking for. Not only does it reduce misunderstandings in your relationship, but you also become in tune with your own emotions and your own needs, and then can act towards catering to them rather than depending on anyone else. So first and foremost, understand yours, work to help yourself, work to build and love yourself, and then start communicating that to your partner so they can love you the right way and you can love them the right way. Now let's understand how to find out your partner's love language. There's a host of things you can do to understand what your partner's love language is. And I'm going to give you an array of options. It's up to you on what you choose to implement. Ready? So first, maybe if you're in a very healthy, mature relationship, the easiest is to talk about it. And I will give you a range of options from the easy to difficult to high effort ones. This one is if you're in a very stable relationship, you've been together for a while, you talk about intellectual intimacy, you talk about emotional intimacy, you talk about ways of improving your relationship. Love language is an amazing topic of conversation. Talking about, hey, how do you think am I meeting your love language? Start with them. The best best way to get someone to love you is to love them the right way. So start by talking about like, hey, am I meeting your love language? Or hey, do you like to rather go out on a date, or would you rather stay in? Would you want me to cook for you, or would you want me to buy you this shirt? What makes you happy? So start by having a conversation to understand their needs if you're in a very mature, stable relationship. But if you're in a newer relationship, or you're with someone who's not very accustomed to these kind of conversations, they're not accustomed to demystifying relationships and think love language is just a buzzword online, or it's voodoo stuff that they don't really need to understand, and just tell you things like, just love me right, or just understand me right, we don't need to talk about this. That's okay. They haven't gone out and committed to improving this relationship, or committed to watching videos and learning, and that's okay. They're on a journey too, and you can help them get there. But for those people, there's an array of different things you can do. One, read the book together, or read this book and tell them certain lessons, certain stories. Say, I read this chapter and I thought this was really relatable. Can I read you a chapter? Listen to a podcast together. There's tons and tons of podcasts and everyone talking about love languages. Maybe do that together. Another idea, play a game. This is, I think, a more fun way, a way in which you don't have to really put a big emphasis on a deep discussion, but you can have an organic discussion in a fun way. And that's play a game. So ask them to rank their love language or your love language and guess each other's. So take a piece of paper and say, I'm going to guess your top 5, you guess mine, 1 through 5. And just play that game. And in that way, it becomes a guessing game. And when you reveal the answers, that's an organic opportunity to express what your love language is versus theirs, rather than making it a very formal conversation. So rank each other's love language and find out how accurate you are. Another one is love language quizzes. Because it's become such a popular topic and people are getting woke about the importance of love language, there's tons of quizzes built out online. Go on a website, ask them to take a quiz with you, take it together, but take a couple love language tests. And if you're not sure about one website, try a couple and just take a quiz and use that as an opportunity or conversation to see how accurate the results were. Another option is ask them, tell me about your 5 happiest moments as a child, or tell me about the 5 happiest times you felt like someone made an effort for you or made you feel loved. And don't make it about yourself. If they tell you it was their mom making them a snack when they came home from school, their love language is acts of service. That's an indication that acts or doing little things like that makes them happy. And lastly, this is the highest effort one, but probably the most rewarding, is experimentation. Take an effort to try and play around with each love language. One day, cook for them. Second day, leave them notes about how much you value them, or text them how much you value them, or hold hands and go out for a walk. That's physical touch. Try words of affirmation. Try buying them a little gift or bring home some flowers. Try all these different things and experiment and take a note of how your action led to a certain reaction. Observe how they felt when you did these things for them and which had the highest impact. So this requires a little more effort, but it's extremely fun and you will get a guaranteed answer without it being like a difficult love language conversation. Just experiment and try and see what makes them happy, and then do more of that. Lastly, always remember, everyone wants love in every single way. If you ask me, I would say give me all 5, but everyone almost has 2 innate love languages. Try to cater to those, and always remember, as people change, priorities change, these can change too. So you might have to self-reflect on your actions and their reactions over the course of your long relationship together, and keep evolving and growing together. If this video was helpful for you, please comment below and let me know. Let me know if you would want me to make a video on explaining each love language, what each one means, couple examples of what physical touch or words of affirmation mean. We can go into the details of each one and how people practice them. So if you're interested, comment below, let me know so I can create that video for you. But hopefully this was helpful in explaining the power and importance of love language and discovering how to find them out. So go ahead, love yourself, love each other, build strong, beautiful relationships. And if this helped you, comment below and make sure to subscribe. I love you and I can't wait for you to be happy.